2,
One.
1.
See, I need to have both hands.
Or she can't. The clap is kind of like, it's not real. It's just more of like sentiment.
I thought you need the sound to line up the sound.
We never clapped.
Oh, I don't know.
No, I just let you do it because it looked like you liked it.
All right, well then I won't do it. It doesn't
Oh,
matter.
you looked fun for you.
I didn't realize it was for nothing.
And we're back.
We're back.
And that was the intro for this week's Spoil the Beans. Was Sam's clapping techniques and how she does it. Welcome back, you beaners, you Mexicans, you fans of movies, you Americans, and some of you are Australian. And some of them are British.
That's cool.
We got some overseas fucking beaners, but you're Mexican to us. How you doing, Sam Pajama? Sam Pajama? Woman I'm going to marry?
I'm good. I'm really happy. How are you doing, man? I'm going to marry.
I'm chilling, man. We're living in Baltimore. If you're wondering where we are now, this is different than last week. I know. You're like, they were just outside in the woods.
And
Well,
now
where are we now, Sam?
we're in my parents' basement. Look how nice it is.
This is a fucking basement, y'all. This is a fucking... Y'all see that kitchen handmade? Her dad made that with his hands.
I don't know if he made that. That might have
Just
been
let
here
him do
before
it.
him.
Just let him. They don't know.
Okay, you're right. My dad made it.
With his hands.
With his hands.
His fucking hands, man. That's what he did. He's a badass. Shout out to Mike Lopez. You know what I'm saying?
And legacy restorations.
This is my legacy restorations. That's dope. Eminem did that song for him. Yeah, but that's where we are, guys. We are in what part of Maryland is this, boo boo?
Parkton. We're in the Hereford zone, if you're familiar.
Hereford. The sticks of Baltimore, I'm
The
assuming.
sticks of Baltimore. Pretty much, actually, yeah.
Because we're in the country. We're in the boonies.
This is
I would
the
say this is the
boonies.
boonies of Baltimore.
This is the boonies of Baltimore. But it's nice.
It is really nice.
It's very beautiful. There's beautiful leaves outside here as well. We're just not showing them.
Isn't she sweet, guys? You talked about leaves. You're so sweet. What do you want me to do? Sam Jam,
What?
it's November 9th, the day they're getting this.
Okay.
It's still the end of October for us. We haven't hit Halloween yet, but we got to film a couple more early episodes, a couple banked ones just because we got some shit we're still working out. But we don't want you beaners to have to miss an episode, so we do this for you guys.
We do.
We shoot early. But yeah, man, this shit's crazy. What was I about to say? Oh, Sam, it's November 9th. Who do you think is the president right now? There's a president, technically.
Who do
At
I
this point.
think? Well, you know that they're not going to know for sure because it's
That's what
all
they say.
mail-in ballots. They're like, they've both said that whatever the outcome is, they're probably going to fight it unless it's for themselves.
And they're
right?
not. Also, they said they're no one would know for months. So, but as your guess, who do you think's gonna win?
Who do I
It's
think-
November 9th in their world, in the Beaners world right now
who
that are
do
listening.
I think is going to come out
Victorious. Who's gonna come up
victorious?
Super Bowl champ
You
of
mean
the
like
election?
victorious for the long term or victorious for like?
Okay,
the-
you're getting
that
way
night
too
of?
deep on me
I'm
here.
gonna say
Just
it's
literally say
I'm
the
gonna
winner.
guess it's probably Trump.
Trump?
That's my guess.
Trumped up?
I've seen a lot. We drove from Maine to Maryland, which is a 10-hour drive, and way more Trump signs along the way, I have to say. And that's through the Northeast, which is, I would say, traditionally blue.
Blue. It was nonstop Trump shit, bro.
Nonstop.
Nonstop Trump shit, bro. And her parents were also Trumpies.
My parents are also Trumpies. Why do you think they have this nice house?
Taxes, baby.
Taxes.
We don't pay them on the Trump side. You know what I mean? So you think Trump a jump is gonna jump the broom on the Trump jump?
I mean, if the large signs and flags and monuments in people's yards are any determiner, yeah, I'm gonna say probably. Also, I felt like Hillary was gonna win, and I really believed Hillary was gonna win, and she didn't.
And you're a woman.
And I'm a woman. And I don't think Biden is nearly as strong a candidate as Hillary was. So
The stuttering is annoying.
the stuttering is annoying.
The stuttering
Hillary
bothers
never
me.
stuttered.
Well, she was just a bitch. No, she was crooked. No, she was
She didn't check her emails. That's what it was.
No, my only criticism on Hillary is she doesn't suck her husband's dick enough.
Well,
And I'm standing on that since 1998 or 7 or whenever it happened.
I'm not
6,
certain.
6
I
probably
wanna say
6, 7,
98 or 7.
somewhere in there. Yeah. Suck her husband's dick more. How do you want me?
America will
you
vote for you.
You want me to vote for you? And this nigga cheats on you? And I know you're like, oh well, that's what you want. You want a woman who's not fucking and sucking dick all day. You want her doing president shit. No, not my president. If my president, Trump can eat pussy. Obama, that guy was a pussy-eating champion. Literally, pussy-eating champ of 07 and 08.
Bush's name was literally Bush.
Bush's name was Bush. You think that guy's not eating pussy? All right? You think that guy's not eating pussy? Let me tell you something about Clinton. We knew he was eating pussy. We don't know whose, but pussy was getting eaten in the Oval Office. You know what I'm saying? I can't have a president in there that I don't think sucks dick. That's the number one policy that I disagree with.
Yeah, oral is the most important thing in a presidency.
That's the most important. It's the oral office. Isn't that what it's called?
Mm-hmm.
The oral office. So Clinton knew what he was doing. The husband one when he was in there. I can't. That's my main thing on why a woman can't be president. No, Cardi B can definitely be president. You know why? She shows her tits. She sucks dick. She owns it. What was her most famous quote, Sam? Cardi B's?
I don't cook. I don't
Nope,
clean.
you're thinking of a newer quote.
Okay.
The quote you love the most.
Oh. Swallow me, bottle me, bottle me.
You're stuck on WAP, aren't you?
Oh, yeah, I can't get out of my head. What are you thinking?
You bring it up all the time.
She says
about how she strips, but what, Sam?
Damn. I said strip, not fuck. Don't get it confused.
And if that's not a policy we can all get behind, if that's not a slogan that really sums up America. I said strip, not fuck. Don't you get it confused. She was a stripper. She wasn't fucking for money. Okay? And I need that kind of basically what I'm saying, because I know it's like, oh, you're just talking out my ass. No, I'm really serious. I really want a president who owns their shit.
Yeah,
because that's really what we're asking. What are you about to go ahead?
I said be real.
Be real.
Yeah.
Be real as Cypress Hill.
Real. Oh, that was different.
It's okay. You're allowed to. You can go for it, boo boo. But yeah, bro. I want a motherfucker. I want a motherfucker that's like, yeah, fool. Like I used to strip. I'm not saying I necessarily want a stripper as a president, but I want a president who was a stripper to own it.
Yeah. I mean, if Bush would come clean about his stripping past, we would have all.
If Biden was like I know I saw him apologize for what he did about incarcerating everybody, but he didn't he just apologized for it. And it's like, bro, why did you do it? Tell me why you did it.
He did. He said he did it because everyone else was
doing
it.
it.
That's what he said.
That's not
Everyone
why.
else was doing it.
Okay, so if that's your real reason, then you don't deserve to be president, bro. I can't have no president that's jumping off of bridges because his friends are jumping off bridges. I need a president. I don't need a president like Trump is. I don't need a president where everybody's jumping off the bridge and then he's like, fuck black people. I also don't need that.
Yeah,
I don't
need anyone jumping the bridge.
or cursing out black people. I'm saying I want neither of those in my presidential candidate. That's what I'm really getting at right now in this motherfucker. You know. But that's what I wanted to know, boo. I wanted to know where you feel the world's in when this episode comes out.
What do you?
Because it'll be a different place.
Who do you think's gonna win by the 9th?
I would say it's the 9th. I'm going to say Trump, but not because Trump actually won. I'm going to say it's going to be way closer than they think, and that nigga's going to just win somehow. But it's going to be it was really close.
Yeah, it'll be really close.
It was really close, and then he's going to win.
It was rigged.
Well, Biden will be saying it was. Well, he'll be saying it was rigged, and that's why it was close, and he'll finagle his way to get that dub, because he's a winner.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be close. I don't think he's going to blow him out.
I definitely think it's going to be close. The blue is shaming other blues for not going out and voting.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
If you don't vote, that's a vote for Trump.
And if you do vote, that's a vote for Trump. And if you fucking die, it's a vote for Trump. And if you get AIDS, it's a vote for Trump. And everybody who's black is a Trump supporter, and everybody who's white is a vote for Trump. It's none of it makes sense.
None of it makes sense.
None of it makes. I think just what's not a vote for Trump? I don't know what you want me to do other than vote for Biden. But what if I don't want to vote for him? That's what I don't understand. What if I want to vote for Kanye West? And it's that's a vote for Trump? It's I thought it was a vote for Kanye West. That's why I wrote his name in.
Well, yeah.
But I'm not voting at all because, why?
Well, we don't have an address.
Well, that's why Sam's not voting.
That's my excuse.
Is that your excuse or why you're not voting? Because these aren't your parents. You can tell them the truth.
I just don't care anymore. I thought I cared, and now I don't.
Mm.
If one of them was going to say, hey, if you vote for me is a vote for COVID disappearing, I would vote for that person. But beyond that.
Yeah, now, if a nigga was, that's true, because I've never voted. I never voted. But if a nigga campaign was, hey, vote for me, comedy clubs will open up. And that, that's the first thing they're going to do. Well, I don't even, nigga, I'm voting for a dog. I'll vote for Trump's dog if that's what the dog was running on. Opening up the comedy clubs?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Someone should run on that platform. There's so many comedians.
You're getting a solid one, like 0.001% of all the votes. How many ever comedians there are? But you got all of those. You got them locked up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And all the comedy store staff, you know?
Well, that's everybody.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that'd be all staffs.
Yeah, I guess all staffs. All comedy club staffs. That's more than 0.11.
I don't think so.
Okay.
How many comedy clubs do you think there are?
Well, there's not as many as there were at the beginning of the year.
That's right. We're definitely down a solid 5 that I know of, like, for sure, that have closed. And everybody else is goddamn on the fringe.
Oof.
Oh, man. But I do miss it. But, yeah, I want a president to run on that shit. That's what the fuck I want. But that's not why we're here today, nigga. And by nigga, I'm talking to you, Sam, my girlfriend.
Me.
The woman I'm going to put kids in. Nigga, I'm talking to you. That's not why we're here.
Okay, why are we here?
What'd you say?
Why are we here?
Why are we here today? Sam's a low talker, guys. I know you've seen the Seinfeld episode. Get used to it. That's how she talks. This is why we're here, Sam. Because I need you to do me a favor. I need you to stop being such a bitch.
Well, that's difficult.
No, that's the second favor. First favor. This one's a little more important. We'll work on that second one later. I need you beautiful angel, to do me a favor and tell me what you think happens really quick, as fast as you can. Just sum it up. What do you think happens in the movie motion picture that you have never seen? Because that is what this podcast is all about, is guests who've never seen a movie, and Deric has seen it too much. That's what the episode is. If you're new, get on fucking board. Beaners, we don't have time to explain it every fucking episode what the podcast is about. It's 160 of them. I'm sorry I'm yelling at them, Sam, but I don't like it when they interrupt and go, I don't get what's going on. Do your homework. Sam, what happens in the film Good Burger?
Oh, damn. I literally just told you I hadn't seen this movie. I can't believe you picked that one. Okay. It's 2 guys. They're working at a
You know who they are?
place. Keenan and Kel. Right? Are they still called Keenan and Kel? Okay, I'm not going to say.
You just keep going.
Keenan and Kel are working at a burger place.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to guess they're really bad at their jobs. And maybe one of them loses their job and the other one tries to get it back working at the Good Burger.
What else? Is that it?
Yeah, I have no clue. All I know is
these are your movies. I'm not asking you for an answer of what actually happens at Good Burger. This is more of a just
just
for
I
you.
I can make it up.
This is I don't know if you've seen the podcast before.
I've seen a few episodes.
So yeah, this is the part where you literally make up whatever movie you'd like to.
So
make
yeah,
up.
I think they both work at the Good Burger. Maybe Kel loses his job, and because he's like the worse employee than Keenan. And then, like, the whole movie is just Keenan trying to get his job back at the Good Burger. But, like, maybe there's a villain who is, like, maybe the manager and doesn't want him there.
God, it's always the manager, isn't it?
It's always the manager. And he doesn't want him there. And, there's shenanigans. And then in the end, maybe Keenan becomes the manager and Kel gets his job back.
And then they're both, and then they make the burger place fun. It's a fun work environment.
Yeah, Good Burger home, or whatever they say. Good Burger, home of the Good Burger.
Good girl.
Yeah. And then they say that at the end, and they're like, ta-da.
That's really sweet.
Yeah.
Good job, Sam. Well, you were completely wrong.
Okay.
Good solid 98%. Keenan and Kel are in this.
I knew that.
There's your 2%. That's your 2% of milk that you got right. But
is there orange soda in it?
There's no orange soda in this. So you're thinking
this is
you're
not
thinking
real
the show.
Keenan and Kel.
This is not Keenan and Kel. This
No.
is Good Burger. But I like where your head's at. I like where your head's at. God, there should have been orange soda in this, though. I'm not mad at you for bringing that up. There should have been some reference to it.
It's some reference. That was like the biggest part of the show. The Keenan
Not
and Kel
even
show.
close, right? That was by far the biggest part.
They brought up orange soda every episode.
Also, it made you want orange soda. Yo, did it not?
I don't even like orange soda, but when he was drinking it, I wanted it.
I was like, nigga, I need, because he would drink it out the bottle. You remember that? He would drink it out the 2-liter, and you're like, damn, that's the only way to drink orange soda.
He drank orange soda like Popeye eats spinach.
Yeah. Kel has diabetes.
100%.
Kel has really vicious orange diabetes.
Yeah, probably. They probably both have diabetes.
Well, one's just fat. Anyway, credits roll. Yeah, basically what you're saying is Keenan's diabetes was God-given and Kel's was man-made.
I mean, I don't know.
No, that's what you, because you know how,
was
not
he
get the
born
joke?
fat?
Well, he's fat, and fat people
No, I know. I got that.
they can be born with that. The joke was. And
Okay,
then
I get what you're saying.
Kel
Yeah.
was drinking orange soda. So he,
Yeah.
do you not get it?
No, you don't know. I don't think you get how diabetes works.
I don't think you get how diabetes jokes work. I don't think you get it, lady. Credits roll.
Okay. See
You
it.
seen it?
I'm seeing it.
We see a burger getting made,
Mm.
a fast food spot, while like over the credits. Good Burger. All right. You hear, "Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order?" And then we see our lead, Kel.
Uh-huh.
His name's Ed in this.
Okay.
So Kel is Ed.
Ed.
And he starts hallucinating. The burgers are talking to him. "Don't sell us, Ed. Come on, Ed. I thought we were friends. Please don't kill us."
Is he on drugs or is he?
He's like, "Whoa. Oh, God." And he starts flying with the burgers. They're like, "Fly with us, Ed. Fly with us. Whoa." And then he wakes up.
Okay,
All right?
he's sleeping.
And he's like, "Whoa." And he's like, "Welcome to Good Burger, home of the." And then he looks at his watch and he's like, "It's 1 o'clock." And he gets up and he starts running, right?
Uh-huh.
And you hear like, you see this nigga, like he gets in the shower with his he slept with his work outfit on. He showers with his work outfit on.
Yeah.
He never takes it off the whole
He's got the
movie.
hat on too.
Hat on, in the shower. "I'm the dude, she's a dude, 'cause he's a dude, and we're all dudes, yeah." And then you see this nigga get on some rollerblade to work. 90s music, just straight up that 90s credits rolling.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
everything is 90s.
So
Rollerblades, the music.
90s. Everything is 90s.
What's the song playing in the background?
90s stuff.
Oh, it's just like vague.
Yeah, like something with like that kind of vibe. Like, you remember? I forgot it. Christian Spicer had that joke where like, I don't like a song unless it starts with "Let's go."
Oh, one of those songs.
One of those kind of songs. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just some 90s ass shit. So you see him rollerblading, and he like rollerblades like through like girls playing hopscotch and like fucks it up, and through like a woman holding her baby, and then he has the baby in his hands,
Oh, that's
and then
funny.
he goes through a basketball court and he like spins and bumps off a bunch of guys, and he looks and he has a basketball and you see the baby getting shot. And so he rolls into work and he fucking like dives over the counter, and there's like a long line already, and he's like, "Whoa, welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order?" And the guy's like, "Yeah, can I just get 2 good burgers? I've been waiting all day." He's like, "Whoa, buddy, you don't work here. I have to get the good burgers." And the guy's like, "I've had it with you. I've had it with Good Burger. I can't wait for Mondo Burger to open. You guys are toast." And he leaves. And Ed's like, "What's Mondo Burger?" And then his boss comes and goes, "Ed, you see that giant building across the street? You know, the one they've been building for like months?" He's like, "Yeah. Well, they open in 3 days. That's Mondo Burger." "Cool." "No, Ed, not cool. When they open, they're going to put us out of business." And then the manager goes, "No one puts us out of business."
The manager says this?
Yeah. Cut 2. We see a teacher, like a high school.
Uh-huh.
We see a teacher teaching in class. Sinbad is the teacher.
Cool.
Don't you just love Sinbad?
Yeah, what a great teacher.
And great comedian.
I would pay a lot of attention to him as a teacher.
I would. He's very funny.
He's very funny.
So he's given a test before summer starts, right? It's like the last day before summer school.
Mm-hmm.
And we see Keenan is in the class,
Mm-hmm.
okay? And he's all excited. Like, bell rings. He first went out, "Summer vacation." You see that classic shot of high school doors opening up and people like flooding out.
Yeah.
They in every
The
high school
classic,
movie
yeah.
where the summer vacation starts and just the school, like, who runs out like that?
Is it one of those old fashioned looking schools too?
Like
yeah.
the doors open up and just
Yeah.
yeah. So he's all excited and he's talking to his homeboy, and his homeboy's like, "Damn, where'd you get this sweet ass car?" They get a nice ass car. He's like, "My mom's. She's in New York for the weekend." And the guy's like, and they peel off, right?
Uh-huh.
So Keenan's telling his boy about how, you cut back to a Good Burger, and the manager tells Ed, "We got a delivery.
Mhm.
The delivery guy's sick, or he came in without pants. I need you to deliver the food."
He's sick. He came in without pants.
Well, he's not sick. He just came in without
He
pants.
just came in without pants.
And Ed's like, "No, sir. No, all good, sir. It shall be delivered." Right? You see him take off on his blades. Cut back to, we see Keenan talking to his homeboy while they're driving. Like, the guy's like, "You gonna get a summer job?" He's like, "Man, hell no. That's the word. Summer vacation. Say it with me. Vacation. I'm relaxing. That's all I'm doing. By the pool. I ain't doing nothing all summer," right? Cut back to, you see Kale like skating down the street,
Uh-huh.
and he goes in front of him like in slow motion, right? Like out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And Keenan's like, "What the and he starts spinning. He's like, "No. And bam, slams into a car. And you hear a guy go, "My afro." And it's his teacher Sinbad. And he smashes his car.
So Sinbad has like a huge afro.
Huge
in
afro.
This? Great.
And he smashes his car. And he's like, no, why? Like, why? And Keenan's like, oh, shit. Right? He's like, you know you messed up. You know you messed up. And he gets out, and Sinbad starts screaming at him, oh, you in trouble, young man. Oh, you in trouble. You are in trouble. It wasn't my fault. It was a guy on rollerblades. He rolled by. It wasn't my fault. It was him. And he's like, give me your license. Give me your license, young man. And he's like, I'll give it to you. All right, give it to me. But you're going to have to wait about a year. Why? I don't have it yet.
What?
You don't have a license? Well, that means what? You ain't got no insurance either. I hate to do it. I hate to do this. I'm going to have to put another young black man in jail. I got to do it. I got to do it. No, please. Please come on. Please don't do it. Please. Like, get out of my way. I got to do it. Please. Don't call him. I got to call him. Please, let me fix it. I'll fix it. And he's like, okay. He's like, well, how much is it? He's like, you going to pay for it? He's like, yeah, I'll pay for it. How much is it going to be? Cut to, they're at a dealership, and the guy gives them the note. It's going to be $1,900 to fix the car.
Yeah.
All right? And he's like, $1,900? I don't have that kind of money. And then he goes, Sinbad's like, well, maybe your folks do. And he picks up the cell phone like to call his parents.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, don't. I'll what? I'll get a summer job. And that's how we get
And
here.
that's how we start. Yeah. Well, as soon as he said he wasn't getting a summer job, we all knew that he was going to get a
Well,
summer
it's like, bro,
job.
you have the movie's called Good Burger.
Yeah.
I don't know how far you're gonna get. So Keenan gets a job at Mondo Burger.
Interesting.
He gets a job at Mondo Burger.
Okay, I didn't see that coming.
And you see, it's almost like military. They got they're running it like a boot camp. They're like, buns, patties, topping, lettuce, next. And like you see like the people like, you know what I mean? Like all like military, like it's like really super serious.
Yeah.
And you see this white dude who's like the head guy, and he looks like Neil Patrick Harris. He's not Neil Patrick Harris,
but he looks like him.
That's what he looks like to me. And you see Keenan can't keep up. Like he can't keep up with everybody going as fast as they are, right? And he comes up to him and he's like, what the hell is this? And Keenan tries to explain. He's like, let me tell you something, son. One thing I can't stand is an idiot employee. And then cut to you see Kale like at Good Burger, and he's like in the milkshake machine. Strawberry jacuzzi, and he's like spinning around. And so you see the NPH lookalike dude. He's like giving a speech to all the new hires. So let me tell you something, guys. Your life is Mondo Burger. Forget about your friends. Forget about your family, because Kurt is now your mother and your father. And then Keenan like leans over to the guy next to him and was like, well, Kurt must look pretty weird and naked. And they start laughing. Who said that? Who uttered something while Kurt was talking? I'm sorry, sir. I uttered. Oh, okay. Let me tell you something, son. You mess with Kurt, you go in the grinder. That's it. You're gone. He's like, wait, what? Security? Get him out of here. Wait, Kurt, I need this job. Kurt, seriously, stop, please. I need this job. Take out the trash. Oh, I'm trash? Mother, I'll kick you. Oh, please, I'm sorry, Kurt. I'm lying. I need this job. And then you see him get thrown out.
Yeah.
Right? Cut to Kale's working Kale's on the front line of the Good Burger, like on the cashier, right? He's working. And the guy comes back and he yells at him, hey, I ordered a Good Burger with nothing on it. And he throws it down. This is just a bun. And Kel's like, yeah, you said nothing on it. Well, I expected a meat patty. Hold on, sir. A meat patty is something. You said nothing. Hey, Fizz, is a meat patty something or nothing? And the guy's like, something? There you go. That's it. I'm reporting your name to the manager. Sir, the manager already knows my name. I'll see you in hell.
He's like Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, he is. He's like Keanu Reeves in Bill and Ted.
Yeah.
So he's like, man, that guy was nice. I don't know what the yelling was for. And he walks over. Here you go, dude. Another good shake. And it's Keenan sitting down. And he had like 4 good shakes already.
Oh, wow.
And he's like, bro, just to say, I think you've had enough, buddy. And then Keenan's looking at him like, man, you look familiar as hell. And he's like, and Kel's like, oh, well, have you ever been to Australia? He's like, no. Yeah, me neither. And he's like, oh, man, you really do look familiar, though. He goes, oh, well, maybe I'm famous, like a baseball player or like a really famous nurse. He's like, man, what the hell are you talking about? Oh, I give up. Who am I?
It's so Nickelodeon.
Yo, I was laughing at these jokes this morning, nigga. That shit's still funny.
It's funny when you're repeating them. I'm like, oh, that's good.
He's like, and he goes, man, look, I don't know who you are, but I'm having the worst day ever. I got to come up with $1,900 and then to fix a car, and then another $800 to fix my own car. You know, and I just got fired from the job I got. So yeah, that's how my day goes. And Kel's like, whoa, you must really suck then. And he's like, well, it was unusual to meet you, Ed, but I think I've had enough. I got to go find a damn job. And he gets up to go to leave. And Kel's like, wait, bro, you can work here at Good Burger. He's like, really? He's like, yeah. He turns around, hey, Mr. Bailey. That's the manager. He's like, Mr. Bailey, this guy needs a job. No. And he goes back to work. He goes, oh, come on, Mr. Bailey. He can do fries. Otis already does fries. And the camera pans over, and it's a nigga that's like 80, 90 years old with an oxygen mask. Like trying to like breathing like Darth Vader as he's doing the fries.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, but Otis might die soon. All right, what's your name? And Keenan's like, Dexter. Well, our delivery guy just kind of had a mishap. Can you do deliveries? He's like, yeah. No accidents on your record, right? No. All right, you're hired. Cool, thank you, man. He leaves. So Cal introduces him to everybody. Like, this is Otis, he's 77. This is like, Fizz. This is a guy named Spatch. And here's this beautiful black girl named Monique. Like, really, not she's really cute, though.
Is she someone we know?
No.
No,
She's really cute black girl. Young. This is all at Nickelodeon there. So some of them you recognize, but from all that.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So like, I don't know their names, but you'll recognize them from that.
Mm-hmm.
And like, he's like, damn, he sees the black girl, and he starts trying to flirt with her, and she's like, hello, I'm Dexter, what's up? She's like, I'm Monique, and then she kind of like picks on him, and then she walks off. He's like, damn, she's all that, all that reference. So he shows him what he'll be delivering there, and it's like it's a burger mobile.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like
It's literally a
it's
burger
literally a
car.
burger. Yeah, it's literally a burger car.
Like the Oscar Mayer Wiener car.
Yeah, okay, you know what I'm saying. And then like the windshield wipers are French fries. That's actually kind of hard. I always thought that was pretty hard.
That's a nice touch.
Right?
Yeah.
So you see this nigga, like they get in the car and he's like, come on, man, I'll take you for a spin. And he's like, you do know how to drive, right? It's like, yeah. He's like, okay. And they start driving. And then he's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Dude, that was a stop sign. And Kel's like, a what? And he's like, oh, like you see him like panic. And then they're driving, bro. And then you see Sinbad walking out with his morning robe on with his coffee. And he's going to his mailbox. Yo, don't you just love a comedy like that? Where it's just like, oh, there's just one guy who just can't get a break. He can't win. And then it's Sinbad, bro. They crash in this nigga's mailbox. So they get back to Good Burger, and as they're closing up, the Mondo Burger guys come in, and they talk shit. And you seen Dodgeball?
Yeah.
You remember how they had those outfits?
Uniforms?
The uniform. They have the exact same kind of outfits.
Wow.
I wonder if Dodgeball got the idea from this movie.
It's very possible.
You know what I'm saying? Because all the dudes are like this. They're all mad, like the dudes behind the Neil Patrick Harris guy, and they all have the matching outfits, right? And he walks in, and he's like, I don't know if you losers know this, but tonight is the grand opening of Mondo Burger, which means Good Burger goes in the grinder, right? And then Keenan kind of talks shit to him. He's like, man, get out of here, bro. If you want a burger, order. If not, leave. And the guy's like, you know what? I will order. I'll have the very last Good Burger to go. And he takes a bite, and he throws it on the ground, and they all walk out laughing, right? Wow. Cut to the Mondo Burger across the street. Nigga, Sam, when I say it's the size of it's the size of like a Cheesecake Factory or some shit, right?
Oh, wow.
It's huge.
So it's not a fast food.
Like tall. It is. It's supposed to be, but it's like supposed to be like some. Bro, and Sam, they're having a grand opening.
Yeah.
And there's like a live band. There's like thousands of people for a fast food burger chain.
Yeah.
Everyone is dressed like they're in it looks like the grand opening of the Ocean's 13 casino. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, everybody's dressed in the nines.
Yeah.
To get burgers. Burgers.
Wow.
So they go inside and shit, and like, it's like, the montage music's kind of playing and shit, and it's just way too much. Mm-hmm. Like, it's just so many customers.
Is there someone playing the piano?
No, they have like a live band.
Oh, they have a live band.
And so they're killing it, right? And you hear the montage music playing, and this song has always been stuck in my head. The song goes, opposable thumb, opposable thumb, opposable thumb. I got one. Sam, I've sung that song like in the shower and shit since this movie came out.
Opposable thumbs. I've got one.
Opposable thumb.
Opposable thumb.
Opposable thumb. I got one.
So only got one thumb?
I guess. I don't know. I've never looked up the deeper meaning.
Just like it doesn't bend. It's just.
Oh, damn. If your hand was stuck like that.
Your hand is just like, you could never move your thumb.
You shake hands. You shake hands. But then you couldn't even shake hands because
No,
it would
it's
be like
your
that.
thumb that's not opposable. So,
Oh,
your fingers would still work. Your
so
thumb
it'd
would
be
just
like,
be
it'd be
out.
like,
Yeah.
God, that would be annoying as fuck.
would be
Because you're
annoying.
still useless.
But your other one would work.
Yeah, you got one.
I got one.
So, you see the Good Burger, right? And like, there no customers. You know what I'm saying? So finally, the Good Burger manager comes back and he's like, "I got one." And he went undercover to get a Mondo burger, and he sets it on the counter, and it's like that big. It's like it's like that.
It's massive.
Not human.
Too big.
You would never want to eat it.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, oh, I would never want that much meat.
Yeah.
On anything.
Yeah.
So he's like, damn, and they put it up on their spatula, and it like literally bends the spatula down. It's like that heavy, and they're like, oh my God. So they're freaking out because they can't believe that their burgers cost the same amount, and theirs is so much bigger than theirs.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
So he goes, damn, how the hell are they doing this? So right then, Keenan, he comes up to the Monique girl, and he's like, hey, what you doing after work? You want to go do something? She's like, I'm going home. And he's like, why? And she goes, I guess because that's where all my stuff is. And then she walks off. Not a bad line, I would assume, for a girl.
Not a bad line.
To get out of a date.
Yeah.
Like, why? If a nigga asks why, and then to think about it and be like, well, if I had to answer, I keep all my shit there. So right then, Kel, like she says no and she leaves, it's closing up, Kel skates by. He's like, hey, yo, Dexter, you want to go do something later? And he's like, yo, be careful. And as he's seeing him, flashback to him going in front of him across the car. Yeah. He's like, you, right? He's like, it was you. You caused my accident. Man, you cost me a fortune. You ruined my life. And he's like, oh, so you don't want to hang out? And he's like, no, I don't want to hang out with you ever. And he leaves. Next day, he's sitting there and he's eating his lunch, right? He's all mad. He's on his lunch break. Sinbad comes in. And he's like, yo, what up, young man? Just want to tell you, I got my car fixed. Here's the receipt. Gives him a receipt, $2,500. He's like, $2,500? I thought it was $1,900. He's like, that's why it's called an estimate. That's what an estimate is. And he's like, oh, man, I can't afford this. He said, well, you got all summer. I'm about to go over to Mondo Burger, home of the big booty burger. Home of the big booty burger. And he walks off, right? And Keenan's just like, fuck. And then Kel sits down and says, hey, you mind if I eat lunch with you? And he's like, yeah, I mind. Cool. And he just starts eating. He's like, man, what the hell's wrong with you? I don't like you. Don't you understand that? And as he's going off on him, you see Kel take 2 grapes and he puts them in his nose, like in his nose. He's like, look, I'm grape nose boy. Boobity, 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 boobity. Hey, we stop. Boobity, 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 boop. Stop. Boobity, boobity, boop. Boobity, boobity. And then Kel, he breaks him. He's like, God, all right, just fucking sit here. Fucking, God damn it. He's like, hey, you should try this sauce I make. And he takes out some sauce that he's made with it. Like, he's like, you should try it on your burger and your fries. And he goes to like pump it out. Yeah. And it splatters everywhere. And Keenan's like, God damn it, man, you got it. Oh my God. Dude, what the hell is that? It's my secret sauce. This. And he starts like thinking, you see his brain kind of working. And he's like, hey, everybody, come here. And he makes everyone that works there try it, right? And they all like freak out. This is the best sauce I've ever made. Oh my God. What the fuck is this? This is so good. I can't believe this, right? And they're like, Kel, you want to get back there and I need you to make pounds of this sauce now. And he's like, you got it, boss. Cut 2. You see them, like a montage starts, and now like Ed's sauce is like all over the front of the billboard, like all the billboards, and like they're blowing up now.
Oh, wow.
Like now they're like all the customers.
But we don't know what the sauce is made of.
Everybody loves that sauce. We don't know what the sauce is made of. That is very correct.
We don't know what it's made of.
We do not. But
that makes me nervous.
It's blowing up in the city that they're in.
Okay.
All right. So the manager, like now they're so busy, like customers out the door. You know what I mean? And the manager comes up to him and he goes, Ed, your sauce is unbelievable. You saved this. You know what I'm going to do? I promise to give you 10 cents on every burger sold, which is a lot.
That's a lot
That's
of
not
money.
bad. Well, I mean, you are putting on, you making the sauce. They owe you.
That's true. They do.
Right?
But still, 10 cents.
And Kel's like, well, thanks. Right? Right then Keenan walks up and he goes, hey, he's got like a kind of an evil smile. He's like, hey, Ed, you do remember whose idea it was to have the sauce, right? And he's like, well, it was your idea. You should probably get some of the money too. I'm glad you say that, Ed. He's like, yeah? He's like, yeah. You know what I think we should do? I think we should sign something to make it more official. And he pulls out some contract shit he just wrote up.
Wow.
And he explains it to him in like a bunch of big kind of words, mumbo jumbo and shit. And he's like, He's like, well, why don't you look it over yourself? And Kel's looking it over. Hmm. He looks at Keenan. I know some of these words. He keeps going. And he's like, seems good to me. And he signs it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this nigga basically scams him out of like 80% of his money. That's what it was.
He takes 8 cents of the 10 cents.
80%. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
8 cents of the 10 cents.
8 cents. That's terrible.
That's not even a deal.
Poor Kel.
So the Kurt guy is watching, and he's pissed because they're losing business.
Yeah, they're losing
He's like,
business.
find out what's in their sauce, right? So cut to that next day. You see Mr. Bailey at the end of the night, the manager, giving Kel his cut. $67, like along with everything he made. So that's his cut just for the day.
Yeah.
67.
I mean, well, they sold a lot of burgers.
Sold a lot of burgers. And that's a lot of burgers, too.
There's a lot of burgers.
And right then, he's like, thanks. And then right then, Keenan walks up, and he grabs it, and he counts, and then he gives him $13. He's like, and this is your cut, Kel. He's like, $13? Whoa! You know, he's like loving it, right? And then he goes, and Kel goes, you want to hang out? And Keenan's like, oh, I don't know if I can. Please. And he's like looking at the money. He's like, okay. He's like, I'll take it in my secret spot. And he goes upstairs, and he takes him on the roof.
Yeah.
And they're chilling on the roof, right? And he goes, you know, like as they're chilling, Keenan, like they're talking, and Keenan, he's like, so what? Keenan goes, so what do you come up here? What do you do when you're up here? Oh, I just think, man. Like, wow, I didn't think you'd be the kind of person who thinks a lot. Yeah, dude, I come up here to think about all kinds of stuff. Good burger, squirrels, cardboard boxes, you know, everything. He's like, okay. And then they start talking, and Keenan starts telling him personal stuff about like how his dad walked out on him and shit, but he never forgot when he was like 7 or 8, his dad gave him this cool yo-yo, and it lit up, and it made a cool noise, and then eventually it stopped lighting up, and eventually the noise stopped working, and then eventually his mom just threw it out, and he's like, man, you know what's crazy is I remember that yo-yo, but I don't even remember what my dad looks like. Aww. And Kel's like, dang, you know, I don't remember what my dad looks like either, but at least I see him every day. And Keenan goes, I think I had enough. All right, and he gets up, and he's like, all right, man, I'm leaving. He's like, thanks for hanging. He's like, oh, no problem, man. See you tomorrow, buddy. And he goes to leave, and he goes, Kel's like, you mean that? Mean what? I'm your buddy. You mean that? And he's like, yeah, dude, of course. See you tomorrow. Kel's like, okay, this is not that kind of movie, Sam. You can't cry at all the movies we do, okay?
I get you.
You can cry during Precious. You cannot cry during Precious and Good Burger. Okay, you can't do that.
I feel bad for this guy.
He's sweet. Kel or Keenan. I know you don't feel.
I don't care about Keenan.
He's a butthead.
He's a butthead.
He's a butthead, y'all.
He's a butthead.
We're not cursing
He's
as much on the
scammer.
beans.
Keenan.
He's a scammer.
Scam Kel out of the sauce money and scam Kel out of the SNL spot.
Bro. Well.
Maybe.
So the next day, it's the next day, right? And they get a special order for delivery.
Mm-hmm.
Keenan looks at it. He's like, I'll deliver it. And he's like, come on. And then Kel's like, I want to go with you. So they go, and they pull into the Forum, the arena.
Yeah.
You've been to the Forum.
We've been to the Forum.
And they go into the locker rooms, and we see a young, very young, Shaquille O'Neal being interviewed. Mm-hmm. About 1998 or 6. So he's definitely in his, he's
in
young.
His prime.
Mm-hmm. Oh, not even his prime yet.
Oh, okay.
Shaq's prime probably didn't come to, I'd say Shaq's prime didn't hit till 2000, 2001. You know what I mean? Early 2000s. So, you know, like they buzz in like Shaq. They see him and they freak out. Shaq! And then slow-mo and that Olympic song. Doom, 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 doom. And they're running and he's just like, what the fuck? And they jump on him and shit. You know? And then you see the Kurt dude watching and he's so pissed. And he calls his kitchen. He's like, make the burgers bigger. And they're like, they're already pretty big. Bigger! And he hangs up.
Yeah.
So, and then you see his, like, you know, his 2 henchmen kind of sitting in the office with him. And they go, but sir, what about the Ed sauce? And he's like, I'll handle that. So you see him driving, the Kurt guy, right? And you see Kel skating. And he kind of like not hits him, but kind of like bumps into him on purpose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's like, oh, hey, man, I'm sorry about that, buddy. He's like, yeah, I know you. You're the Mondo Burger dude. And he's like, that's right. Name's Kurt. I own Mondo Burger. He's like, here, let me give you a ride. You know, he's like, let me give you a lift. He's like, I don't know, bro. I weigh like 150 pounds. Just get in the goddamn car. He's like, okay. And he gets in. And he's like, how much do you make working at Good Burger? I heard, he's like, how much do you make? Do you make like $5 an hour? He's like, whoa, I make $5 an hour over at Good Burger? That's sweet. He said, if you think that's sweet, how do you think $10 an hour sound? Does that sound good? And then Kel goes, I don't know. It kind of sounds like he has a $10 bill in his hand. And the guy's just looking at him like, what the fuck? Right? So you see Kel get out the car.
Amazing.
And the Kurt dude's like, see you later, man. And you see Dexter, and he's like, hey, yo, man, what the hell are you doing talking to him? And he's like, oh, he gave me a ride. He's cool. He's like, hey, Kel, you can never tell him what's in the sauce. That guy's not your friend. He's trying to scam you, okay? Never, ever, ever tell him what's in the sauce. You got that? All right. Hey, yo, by the way, I got you something. What? And he pulls out a yo-yo, the same one he kind of had when he was a kid, like lights up and makes a sound. And he's like, what's this? It's like a yo-yo, man. I bought it with the $13 you gave me.
Aww.
And he's like,
how you tell me not to cry during this movie? That's
Sam,
so
because it's
cute.
good burger, and you shouldn't be crying during this.
It's so sweet.
So he's like, dang, why would you do this for me, man? And he's like, we're buds, right? And he walks in. And Keenan now is like, oh, fuck, I'm a really bad human being.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ. So you see Kurt, and he's sitting in the office, and he's all pissed. And he's like, I know how I'm going to get that sauce. If anyone can get that sauce out of Ed, she can. Bring in Roxanne. Roxanne. Doo, 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 doo. You don't have to put on a red light. Those days are over. And you see the door swinging open at Good Burger. You don't care if it's wrong or if it's right. Roxanne. And you see a young, gorgeous Carmen Electra. 90s Carmen, too. So
In her prime.
we're talking she's having sex with Dennis Rodman probably at this time.
She's on lots of men's walls. And
Yes. And Dennis Rodman in the center court of the Bulls.
Yeah.
Where they had sex.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
I
we
learned
learned
that in the Michael Jordan documentary.
We did learn that. Also, badass on both their parts, I think.
It is pretty badass. They made the Michael Jordan documentary.
And in that, Carmen got to be in it.
Good for her.
So, she walks in and she starts flirting with Ed, like immediately, right? And then she's like, oh, my God, you're so hot. He's like, yeah, I often sweat at work. And she's like, well, how would you like to go on a date tomorrow night? He's like, okay, cool. She's like, I'll see you then. She like kisses on his, and he's like, ugh. And she walks off, and then Keenan's like, I don't believe what I just saw. And then Kel's like, who, Elvis? Like, no, dude, what? No. That beautiful girl just asked you on a date. He's like, oh, yeah, you should come too. Nah, man, three's a crowd. Bring Monique. No, no. He grabs it. No, I can't ask Monique. He's like, why? She's just too perfect, man. He's like, oh, you chicken. I'm not a chicken. No. Hey. Chickens don't move, man. They cluck. Oh. Well, hey, Monique, you want to go with us on a double date tomorrow? And he's like, yeah. And she's like, sure. And then Keenan's like, oh, cool. And he looks at Kel, and Kel's like, no. Cut to, they go mini golfing. Great date.
Double date.
That is, I think it's a great, actually group date, it's even better.
Yeah, it's all around good date.
It's just all around fun. There's no way not, because you don't have to be good. That's what's fun,
you
too.
don't have to be good. It's better if you're bad.
Also, it's pretty hard to be bad because it's like, you're just
putting.
Putting it. So it's kind of hard.
I mean, it's not hard for everyone. You've not gone enough mini golfing.
Is it hard for you?
No,
You're
I'm
good
fine.
at it.
I'm fine. I'm just saying I've gone mini golfing with several people who are very bad.
Couldn't handle the heat.
Couldn't handle the heat.
Hey, bro.
They're not like us.
Can't handle the. I was trying to think of something that rhymed with golf, but I couldn't think of anything. It rhymes with golf. Wolf?
Not really.
Wolf?
Wolf? Yeah, you could do like half of waffle. Like if you were rapping about it, you would say wolf. Oh,
That is how if I was a rapper, that's how they would make words rhyme.
Yeah.
Don't you like that about rappers is that they can make any word rhyme and you're like, well, I guess tree trunk and the word Ferrari rhyme somehow. So he's still like they're on the date and she's flirting with him, right? And then she goes, Ed, oh my God, I would love to know what's in your secret sauce. Can you tell me? And then Keenan like kicks her under the table. She's like, because he meant to kick him.
But he kicks the Carmen Electra.
She's like, why would you do that? And he's like, right? And then she goes, hey, Ed, how about instead of all this mini golfing, me and you just be alone, so we can go somewhere and talk? And he looks at her and he's like, no, let's go mini golfing. And he's like, I love it. He's like, the fuck are you talking about, bitch?
Why would we talk when we can golf? Talk.
Damn it. Talk worked. Can we just talk? No, we cannot. We can just play mini golf.
See?
Yeah, that song works. So they go mini golfing and Ed goes, my turn. And he gets up, does the full swing,
Yeah.
not like whack, and knocks her fucking jaw, clow, and it hits as hard as it can, boom, and then the ball goes ding, 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 and it starts flying back, and they duck, and then Carmen's like, oh, and then she opens her eyes, bam, knocks her out, knocks her out cold, and he's like, oh shit. So they go leaving, right? And then Monique and Keenan are like, oh, we're gonna go for a walk, like while this is happening.
Yeah.
So while they go for the walk, he gives her his coat, and she's like, oh, thank you. And then they start talking about how they really like each other, right?
Aww.
He's like, dang, I can't be. He's like, she's like, I didn't like you at first, though. And he's like, why? He's like, what made you like me? And she's like, honestly, Ed. He's like, really? She's like, well, Ed's one of my best friends, and he's the most sweet, honest guy I know. So if he loves you as much as he says he does, then you must be a pretty good guy. And he's like, damn, Sam, don't you cry.
I'm just saying, it's one of those moments where Keenan's like, damn, I didn't realize
That I'm a piece of shit.
that I'm a piece of shit. Those make me like,
No, he realizes.
You're learning.
You're not. You think he's learning? Or you think he just wants some pussy?
He probably wants some pussy.
I know, man. So he goes, they make out.
Mm-hmm.
They kiss. You see Roxanne, she's like awake, and she tries to kiss Ed, and Ed freaks out. He's like, oh, and he like literally body slams her. He's like, oh, sorry, reflex. And then she's cut to her like limping into Mondo Burger with like crutches and like a neck brace, and she's like, I quit, and she throws the crutches down, right? And the dude's like, fuck. So the next day at work, Dexter sees Monique, and she looks mad. She looks really mad.
Okay.
He walks up, he's like, what up, girl? Since we had so much fun last night, I think we should do it again tonight. What you think? And she's like, I don't think so. And he's like, okay, well, how about another night? Nope, busy.
Ooh.
All right. Who are you, and what have you done with the Monique that I knew last night, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, Monique's here. But now she knows the real Dexter.
Mm.
Here's your coat from last night, and this fell out the pocket, and she holds up the contract. And he's like, and then she's like, no, you don't go. Like you are selfish. You're a scam artist. You're an asshole. He got you this job. To treat him like that, you're crazy. Don't ever talk to me. I don't want nothing to do with you. And she goes, but don't you worry. I'm not gonna tell him. And he's like, why? Why aren't you gonna tell him? And she's like, because it would just hurt him too much.
It would.
And she walks off, and he's like, and he turns around, and the old guy who works the fries, Otis, is just staring. He's like, he's just right there, and he's looking at him, and he goes, punk. And he walks off, and Keenan's like, what? So, got me and my brother, Sam, we used to say that all the time, because this is one of the movies we watched as kids.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen this movie over 100 times, and we would say that, just whenever it would be quiet, we'd look at each other, punk. Because it's the way he says it, where I never, it's like that, the opposable thumb thing. There's actually a lot of quotable things from this movie.
Oh, yeah, the whole thing is really funny.
Yeah, it's like really quotable. So he sits next to, Keenan goes outside and he feels bad. He sits next to Ed.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, oh, man, Ed, I don't know how to say this. And Ed's like, oh, don't worry. It just goes, this. It's pretty easy. And he's like, no, man, God. And then right then a dog comes up, and the dog starts barking. Roo, roo, roo. And Ed's like, oh, my God, what, boy? 4 clowns stuck somewhere in trouble. Let's go get him. And then Keenan's like, God, no, Ed, clowns. The dog's hungry. He's like, oh, well, here, boy, have a Mondo burger. And he gives him a Mondo burger. And the dog's like, doesn't want it. He's like, oh, that's weird. And then Keenan's like, well, give him a good burger. The cow's like, okay. And he gives him a good burger. The dog goes ham on it.
Yeah.
They're like, what the fuck? And then Kel's like, I knew something was up with that meat. I knew it. You know what? Let's go find out. He's like, yeah. So they sneak over, right?
Yeah.
And then as you see them like kind of sneaking in, you see these 4 clowns broke down on the highway going, where's that damn dog?
It's like every 30 seconds there's a joke.
Every 30 seconds.
Very
Well, that's
classic.
a good comedy.
Yeah.
I mean, and me and old brown Muslim boys used to talk about this all the time. A good comedy, a sign, is hour and a half,
Mm-hmm.
90 minutes. This is 95 minutes. Perfect.
Very
Fine.
for the credits.
95 minutes. Yeah, that's it. 5 minutes worth of credits. And a joke every about 20 to 30 seconds.
That is a good comedy.
That's a good comedy. A joke should be coming every 20 to 30 seconds. It doesn't have to be a house
It
laugh.
be a laugh out loud joke. But
Yeah.
all these like little ones that
Just
he's
little,
got.
just something that makes even if the whole audience doesn't laugh, they just kind of all go, like, all right. And it's because also you're just setting them up.
Yeah.
You're kind of you're just getting them. You're tenderizing the meat.
Yeah.
That's all you're doing.
For the big one. Bam.
Bam. So Keenan and Kel, they go across to the Mondo Burger, and now they're dressed completely as women, full makeup, full hairdo. They look nice.
Oh, really?
Like, it was like, this would take so much time to look like that.
Oh, so they look like real women.
Women.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's funny.
And they sneak in. Also, I wonder, like, man, I wonder whose idea was for the dress. Because that is that thing. I watched that, and I never thought about that for this movie until today. I'm like, there's absolutely no need for these two black men to be in dresses. Sam, I mean, they're sneaking in. There's a million ways.
Yeah, they didn't have to be dressed as women.
You could have wrote a million ways for them to sneak in the Mondo
Yeah.
Burger. Why are they dressed
Why
up
are they dressed up
like
as women?
fully too?
Yeah. This reminds me of a conversation I had with Ron once about
Ron who?
Ron Taylor.
There you go. It could have been a lot of Rons.
It could have been a lot of Rons. He said that in Hollywood they always want black men to dress up as women.
That's very true.
I didn't know that.
You never heard that before?
Well, not until he had said it.
That's a very thing. That's a very big
Something
thing.
you say anyway.
It's a very big deal. That they always make. Well, I guess I've never talked about it with you, but yeah, it's a very common problem that all celebrity black men have been at some point asked to wear a dress. All of them.
They never asked Leonardo DiCaprio to do that.
I don't know. I didn't watch every episode of Growing Pains.
They didn't. He didn't wear one in that.
Okay.
Sure.
Well, then, yeah, I'm sure they did not. But, though, to play a little devil's advocate to this argument, I mean, Robin Williams, I mean, how many white comedians have won?
That's true.
So
That's
if
true.
we're going comedy, also if we're talking, if we're also talking about the history of comedy, that is one of the funniest things you can do.
It is the funniest thing.
A man in a dress, a woman dressed up as a man. Those are tropes that we all agree are visually funny. You know, everything about it's funny.
When my mom met my dad, he was dressed up as a woman.
And her dad's a big faggot. No, I like Mike. He's not. Or he could be. You know what? Let him live whatever he wants to be. None of my business. Whatever he is.
It was a Halloween party.
It was a Halloween party. He can do whatever he wants there. But yes, I will say, I will agree that they do want to put all black men in dresses. It is interesting.
How does that make you feel?
Well, I'm for me personally, it's a little different because I'm not one of those guys that will never wear a dress. I will do anything if the joke's right.
Yeah. Well, obviously in this case, it's a very funny joke. I haven't even seen it in the visual.
It is, Sam, but it's not needed.
You're
meant the joke is right.
Okay.
By right, I mean
it's necessary.
This is the funniest thing to do. Is this the funniest way for them to sneak in? It's funny. Is it the funniest way? I don't know. It's like there's a million ways they could have did this. You know what I'm saying? My point was it necessary? Was it necessary? Or did you just want them in a dress? You see that?
Yeah,
so that's what I'm saying. I know a lot of brothers who are like, I will never wear a dress. I will never pretend to be gay. I will never. I mean, even our friend Ron is like, I don't dance. I'm not gonna dance. It's like a lot of people have their stipulations. Mine stipulation is I don't want to do it if it's not funny.
No, I get that.
If I don't think it's funny, I don't want to do it. So I will wear a dress if the situation calls for it, and it's like, oh my God, that's the funniest thing from after this setup, whatever the setup may be, is me in a dress.
Yeah. Then
oh my God, yeah. I'm not. If the funniest thing is for me to be dressed up as Hitler, yeah, I'm. Whatever the funniest thing is because also if I want to wear the dress, that means I'm like, oh, this is
really funny.
This is funny. I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks. This is just funny. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, Dave Chappelle's this great interview he does with Oprah where he talks about it. He talks about how in Blue Streak. Same situation like this in Blue Streak. He's in that movie, and there's a scene where he has to. I know there's a scene where we're gonna do it. I love that movie, Martin Lawrence movie. There's a scene where he has to escape.
Okay.
Right, like he has to escape out of a situation.
Yeah.
And how they do it in the movie is he's not in a dress. Martin Lawrence busts him out, and it's just a funny scene where he busts him out, and it's really quick. But Dave Chappelle said it was the biggest fight in the world because they wanted to put him in a dress so bad for that scene. Like, oh, they'll sneak you out as a woman. He's like, but I don't have to be a woman. He can just sneak me out.
Yeah.
And he's like, that one producer left, and then another producer came in and tried to convince him, and then that producer left,
Weird.
and then another producer came in and tried to convince him, and and he was like, why? And it made him so mad. And then Oprah's like, well, what do you think that is? And he's like, you tell me. And Dave, he's like, bitch, no, you're not gonna make me sit here and say out loud that that's what it was. I'm telling you, what do you think it is?
Yeah.
I'm giving you the information. What do you think it is? Why would they want me in that dress so bad?
Is it to
emasculate
black men?
That is what I would assume. Not assume. That's what I know. I mean, they do want to emasculate the black man. They want to make you, as a black man, people want you to not be. Because just being is so empowering.
Yeah.
Like how white people are.
Mm-hmm.
You just are. You do what you do. You act how you act. And everybody goes, oh, that's just white people. Black people can do that around black people, but the moment we act how we want to act around white people, then it's like this thing.
Why
It's
aren't
like,
you behaving?
why don't you behave?
Yeah.
Or why aren't you acting like us? And it's like, well, no, that's how you always act.
Yeah.
I don't act like how you always act.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean you're right or I'm right. This is how we are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you've seen that because you've been dating me. How many people don't like it when I'm me? Like I'm me right now with you. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, I'm me. You've seen a lot of people, Sam, that we've been out with be very uncomfortable when I'm being me.
Would you say that black men being themselves is perceived maybe as being more masculine than white men, like following? Because like I would say when you say white people are just being, I think white people are following like a set of rules for white people. They don't even know it. It's like a subconscious thing. Like I want to act like all the other white people to prove my whiteness.
Yes.
Which I don't think
and black people have that problem in its community as well.
Oh, that's I would
Of
agree
people who
with
don't
that.
act like people who get on. I mean, I've had so many niggas tell me like, "Oh, you don't act black, or you're not black enough, and all this shit because I'll talk proper, or I'll do this, or I'll like this." You know what I'm saying? And it's like that's not black. And it's like, nigga, you don't own black.
Mm-hmm.
But just like they don't own white. But I'm sorry to cut you off, but yeah, I just made want to say it does go both ways.
No, I
little
get
bit,
that.
yeah.
I'm with you on that. It goes both ways. But would you say like the stereotypical way that a white man acts is a little less masculine, not unmasculine, but less masculine, like maybe the stereotypical way than a black man acts?
No, I would say a white man isn't as loud.
But I would, in my mind, think that loudness is more masculinity than femininity.
No, I'm saying.
So I'm saying maybe the white man wants to demasculize you because they're afraid of how masculine you naturally are.
You know what's so weird though? I guess my point when I said loud, I meant like I don't think the white man is less masculine or the black man is more masculine. I think we're just louder. I think we talk a little louder. And I think that makes people feel like you said. If you're a masculine white man, you feel like, oh, is he more masculine because he's
my
louder?
Masculinity?
And I guess from that you're right. And but I don't think. Yeah, I don't think white men think that like we are literally more masculine. I think they think we're more athletic because we are.
Which is also more
Fact.
masculine concept in my mind, traditionally.
Yeah, because that is how men hold their value.
So maybe the wearing a dress is like, I feel threatened by your masculinity, so I need you to wear a dress so that I can feel like more of a man now.
Mm-hmm. And I'll place it under the guise of this is funny.
Yeah.
100%. I agree with that.
That's a real psychological.
We're getting, but there's got to be a reason.
Right.
There's got to be a reason. Why do they every single famous black comedian they try to put him in a dress?
Also, and this is clearly something that people talk about. I mean, I'd heard about it from another,
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's really weird.
Interesting, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting stuff. And is this scene funny in this movie? Yes. It's not like it's bad. It's not like it's just my whole point is it necessary? Is it necessary? Yo, I mean, how many movies, even in this movie, every movie has deleted scenes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bonus footage. And it's not, are those scenes bad? No, a lot of those scenes I think are funnier than the regular scene. But to the director, he was like, oh, this was not necessary. And that's what I mean about the black man in the dress.
Okay.
I don't find a problem with it. I don't find a problem with any black man that's ever done it. My question was it necessary? Big Mama's House. It's necessary. Like, I don't like when people bring that up, like, oh, another black man in a dress. It's like, hey, the movie's called Big Mama's House.
Well, it's written and directed by a black man?
I don't know if Martin Lawrence wrote and directed it.
Oh, no, I didn't. Oh, okay.
I know that the premise of, if you ever seen it?
The premise is
a man pretends to be a grandmother. It'd be like Miss Doubtfire. It's like that's necessary for the joke is the man is literally pretending to be a woman. Like that's the point of
the whole concept.
This is not the concept of this movie.
Mm-hmm. I get that.
So that's what I'm saying.
The movie's about burgers.
This movie's about goddamn burgers. Why are they in a dress?
Yeah.
That's my point. And so I don't like it when people just like to throw out like any black person who's ever been in a dress, like Tyler Perry or whatever. And it's like, hey, man, it's literally called Medea.
Yeah, he chose to put on that dress.
He chose to put on, I mean, he wrote it. No, but I mean, that's the character. It's like, oh, he could have just hired a grandmother to play her. It's like, yeah, but that's not what was the funniest.
That's not what we want.
He was the funniest situation. Like, that was the point.
Mm-hmm.
It's the funniest thing is to let this man be the grandma. But a lot of people like to call him a coon and all that shit. And it's like, hey, man, I disagree. That's just my point. I disagree. I do agree with what Dave Chappelle's talking about.
Yeah, when some producers
just trying to force it on you for
and
it's for no reason. It doesn't call to the script.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it when I guess I don't know if I don't like it. I disagree with my fellow niggas, my fellow brothers is with the whole Tyler Perry argument or like if it fits the script, if it fits what the purpose of the thing was, I don't mind that.
Yeah, but like in this situation, they didn't have to be sneaking in dresses. It could have been
No.
like in Zoolander when they're sneaking in, but they're not them. They're
They're
Godfrey.
Godfrey and a Mexican guy.
And a Mexican guy. Yeah.
So you see what I'm saying?
I get
You
exactly
can
what
write
you're
something
saying.
funnier.
Yeah, you can write something just as funny or funnier.
Mhm.
Yeah. That was unnecessary.
Unnecessary, but I'm not mad at it. I mean, I am mad. I'm not mad. There's no point to get mad, but I'm like, because these niggas are grown men. They can make decisions.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's like something to think about. So they go up dressed as women and they sneak in and, you know, and you see them like kind of get to the back and then you see that they're looking in the back in the kitchen and they got these little droplets and they're dropping something on the meat, right? And then they drop it on the meat and then the meat goes into the oven and then it comes out like a Mondo burger. And they're like, oh. Well, they're like, what is that? They're like, whatever it is, it must be illegal. And then you hear a Kurt guy behind him. Oh, it totally is. And, and then they push him out right into the kitchen, and now they're surrounded by all the staff. And they're like, you know, they start arguing, and then Keenan's like, yo, when people find out what you're doing, you're going to jail. And they're like, oh, well, no one's going to find out, will they? And they go, what are you going to do? And then Kurt looks at his homeboy. He's like, get our pal Wade on the phone. And the guy goes, Demented Hills. He smiles. Cut to, we see the boys in the back of an insane asylum van getting taken to an insane asylum.
What?
Isn't that crazy that we were saying we're talking about how they don't have those no more?
They don't.
They don't have a isn't that crazy,
they
y'all?
have some, but
Insane
not
asylums
like
are
they
gone.
used to.
Yeah, them just ain't got them no more like that.
Yeah, well, it's like not
Now you just go to
it's
jail.
not politically correct anymore.
I think they just send people to jail now that are crazy.
Yeah, they send them to jail. Well, they have insane asylums, but they're more like jails, and they're not like these big old buildings that you used to see. And they don't carry you off in like a truck like that
in a
anymore
truck like that,
either.
into the padded room with
There's
the,
no
with the
padded
straight
room, yeah.
jacket and shit. Because that's what it is. It is like that. Your classic thought of a insane asylum. So we, you know, they get in, and then you see the Mondo Burger guys that night. They break into the Good Burger late night, and they get out the sauce and they start dropping poison in all the sauce. And you see the old guy Otis go, "Hey, what's going on here?"
Wait, Otis lives there?
Yeah, they're like, "What are you doing here, old man?" "I'm sleeping. God damn it! What are you doing in here?" And they're like, "Well, since you're here, old man, we're putting this shark poison into the thing." They tell him, and he's like, "I'm calling the cops." Cut to, he's in a straitjacket, getting thrown into the same room with them.
What?
Right?
How do they have this in at the insane asylum?
Also, who's like, "Hey, bro, so I got my weed guy. I got a dude that can hook us up with Ravens tickets. And if you ever need anyone thrown into the same asylum for no reason, like with no paperwork."
What was the guy's name? Wade?
He said, "Yeah, our guy Wade over at Demented Hills." Also, what's Wade getting out of this? Free Mondo burgers?
Definitely.
I better be.
I mean,
Actually, no, I want money, bro. You want me to pick up two different groups of people with no paperwork and put them in the insane asylum? I need cash.
yeah, it is the 90s. They would definitely need some kind of paperwork.
Right? It's like, well, maybe for one you'll sneak, but three people? Come
That's
on,
a
dude.
lot.
That's a lot of people. One of them's an old guy. These are two young black guys and some old guy. Wait, who are these people? Is somebody going to come looking for these people? Like, you're already worried, like.
Also, the young guys are probably have parents.
They do. We know the one kid has a mom who's out of town. It's not like she doesn't love him enough not to look for him.
I know I didn't bring this up, but is his mom out of town the whole summer?
No, his mom was out of town for the week.
Okay.
His mom knows now.
Oh, she knows now. Okay,
Well, I mean, you find
that
out
was
later.
my point.
You
it was
find
like,
out that his mom knows.
How does she not know about the car
Yeah,
situation?
she knows.
Okay.
So that's one person's gonna look for him. Kel says he has both parents, so I'm sure they're gonna come look. And then also they have all their employees and stuff and like friends.
Monique's his friend.
He's in high school. All his high school friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if Kurt planned that out, the whole Demented Hills thing. So
Demented Hills.
they're in the thing. They're in the insane asylum,
Mm-hmm.
and Otis tells them what's going on. They broke in. They poisoned all the shit. We got to get back and tell everybody, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh fuck." And he's like, "We got to get back and tell everybody." And then Kel's like, "Well, how are we gonna do that?" And then Keenan's like, "I'll handle that. Like, right, we'll figure it out." Cut to, they're all sitting now. It's like free time, like playtime. You'd say in the insane asylum. So they're all kind of like playing cards and like they're all together. They're all in one room, right? Like everybody.
Yeah, the rec room.
The rec room full of insane people.
Yeah.
One of them, you recognize, one of the insane people is a homegirl, the lead from Freaks and Geeks,
Oh,
Cardinelli or whatever.
Yeah, Lisa Cardinelli.
Her.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's in this for a second. Like you said, like just a little cameo.
Funny.
So she's in this, and they're sitting down, and Ed, Kale, he sits next to George Clinton. You know who George Clinton is?
No.
The leader of the main guy from P-Funk. We want the funk. Give us the funk. He's got the crazy colorful dreads.
Okay.
If you saw him, you'd be like, oh, I've seen that guy on T-shirts and like,
Okay.
it's more hits, so many, all those classic funk hits like that, like those kind of songs,
Okay.
all him.
Okay.
You know, so right, he's sitting there, right, and he's listening. Like a lady cuts on some like fucking shitty kind of like white people fucking classical shit, and he's like, oh man, this music fucking sucks. And Kel's like, oh, I'll change it, dude. And he gets up and he changes the radio, and it's like a really funky song comes on, right?
Yeah.
You know, oh, something about the music, which is a George Clinton song. They played one of his songs.
Yeah.
You know, she always makes me dance. Something about the music. She always makes me dance. She turns me on and all about. She's a freak. Never missing a beat. Yeah, she's a freak. Boy, what it mean? Yeah, I can't be into me. They want to freak with me. She wasn't funky no more. Ho, ho. Everybody who knows that song is like, damn, bro, that's how that song goes. You heard that one though?
I thought I did, and then you kept going. It's like, maybe I don't know the song.
So they're all like, homeboy gets everybody up and he starts getting them to dance.
Okay.
Right? And like they even got like George Clinton like singing the song and shit.
Oh,
like,
cool.
I wonder how much that cost. Either it had to cost some money. No, he did that shit for free.
Yeah.
It's his song.
I mean, it's.
And so, you know, he's dancing around, and then you see Dexter, like Keenan, he's trying to get the security guys to come, hey, come on, dance with us. Come on and dance. And they're like, no. He's like, come on. He sits by, and then one guy, like, you know, does the classic.
Yeah.
Starts rocking and shit. He's like, oh, I see you, bro. And then, like, you see the security guys, they can't help it. They're just, like, dancing and shit. And while they're dancing, Kel, like, knocks them out. Like, using dance moves. He's like, bow, oh, my bad. Oh, my bad. Boom, oh, and, like, they knock out, right? And like, all right, let's go. They sneak out. They take off. They bust into a room, and you see a big crazy guy in there. And they're like, hey, man. You hear, like, all doors are locked down. All doors locked down. Searching for, 3 escaped convicts,
Yeah.
And he goes, ah. And they try to go through the windows. And like, oh, these windows are all bulletproof glass. You know way in out. And then Keenan looks up at the big buff guy who's like all crazy. He's like, hey, man, you think you can help us open up one of these windows? And the guy's like, huh? And he grabs Keenan, and he just throws him out the window. Ah, thank you! Psh, right? And you see the old man jump out. Ed jumps out. They hop the fence. They steal an ice cream truck, and they take off.
Okay.
The insane asylum van right up behind them. Right? So they're driving. Right then you see, like, cut back to the Good Burger. They flip on the open sign. Like, they're opening up now.
Okay, so it's the morning.
It's the morning, right? And Kel's like, fuck, we got to get there. Come on.
Yeah.
They're just open. And so they're driving. They start taking ice cream out the back of the truck and start throwing it at the van. And, of course, it splatters all on the windows. And they crash into what, Sam? What does that van crash into?
The Mondo Burger?
No.
Oh.
Just think for a second.
Oh, they crash into Sinbad?
Into Sinbad's what?
His fro.
No.
His
fro? No.
He said his fro earlier.
His mailbox.
His mailbox. Okay.
God, that's my girlfriend, guys. I love her. I do. I love her so
really
much.
Funny if they crashed into his fro.
His fro, baby. They're in a fucking insane asylum. You mean they hit him and killed him? I'm sorry.
Well, earlier, didn't he say my fro?
Yeah, because he got in a car wreck and he's like, oh, my fro.
Okay, that makes more sense. I didn't really understand that scene earlier.
I'm gonna put kids in this. Babe, what did they crash into? His fro. You mean him? Did he take off his fro? Like, what do you mean?
I don't know. I can't see his fro, but in my mind, it was a really, really large fro.
How does a van run into a large fro?
Large fro. Like, it could have just encompassed his whole body.
And so the van just, like, hits it in, like, an afro pick, just gets, what am I talking? I'm not talking. I'm done. I'm sorry, Beaners. This woman is nuts. She's a crazy lady. So you see these 2 old ladies come into the Good Burger, and they like, can we get 2 good burgers with extra sauce? And they're like, of course, coming right up. They get their burgers. You see Ed run in, and right when the lady's about to bite it, he fucking tackles the shit out of this old lady. They're like, Ed, what are you doing? The manager, Ed, get off that old lady. We don't hit old ladies in Good Burger.
Yeah.
And then they get him up, and he's like, Keenan's like, hey, don't serve anybody else a burger. Mondo Burger poisoned the sauce. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, call the cops. And they're like, come on, Ed, we got somewhere to go. And they're like, where are you guys going? Get evidence. And they take off across the street.
Okay.
All right? They sneak over to Mondo Burger, and they scale the building, and they come on, like, through the roof, right? And they drop down, and then Kel, into the kitchen, and Kel says, Keenan's like, hey, Kel, stay here. Ed, wait, count to 10. I'm going to go cause a distraction, get everybody to run out. You come in and get the shit that they're sprinkling on the burgers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The serum.
The serum. And he's like, all right, got it. So you see, Keenan runs in, he gets everybody's distraction, and then he, like, runs up to, like, the roof exit, and everybody runs after him. And then Kel comes in. And when Kel comes in, he accidentally knocks over the can, and the shit just starts like pouring into the meat grinder. And he's like, oh. And he starts laughing, and then he grabs another can, he starts pouring it, and he just can't help himself. He like starts pouring all of them in there. Right?
Yeah.
So cuts it back on the roof. Dexter, the Kurt guy, gets in front of Dexter, and he's like, got you now. Where you going, big boy? He's like, where? Yeah, I got you. Right now, Ed is on his way to the police station with one of your cans. You guys are done. And then right then, Ed runs up. I got it. And they're like, oh, he's like, Ed. And they grab the can, and they're like, it's empty. You were going to turn in an empty can? And they all start laughing at him. And then Keenan's like, Ed, you stole an empty can? And then Ed's like, wasn't empty when I found it, bro. And they're all like, everybody kind of looks at him like, what the fuck does that mean? Cut to downstairs. And like the burgers are coming out. Now the burgers are coming out like the size of dogs. Yeah, like huge, right? And they're like, what the fuck? And then they start coming out so big they explode. And now the whole building's shaking. Like an earthquake. Oh, get out of here! And then they all have to run down the roof and they all start escaping. Dude, like the signs start falling down. People are running out of the building. People are busting through the glass because it feels like an earthquake. Like they don't know what's going on, right? So they all run down, right? And you see Sinbad as this is happening. Sinbad pulls into the parking lot. And he sees everyone running out. And he looks at them all and he's like, must be a shift change. Yo, I know that's not the best joke of all time, but that is one of the. So that's how fucking good is that joke?
It's just so like simple.
It's so simple, but also because we've all said that we're like, oh, shift must be like when you come into a restaurant and you're like, oh, there's not enough servers in here, but you came in at like 4, so you're like, oh, shift change.
Yeah,
must be right.
Must be
to see customers included.
Yeah, everyone's leaving.
No, sprinting
out,
sprinting,
running for their lives,
and you're like. Must be a shift change. Yo, what? And then he looks up, and there's like a big Mondo burger, like a styrofoam Mondo burger on the building, and it starts tumbling, and it falls right on his car. No! God, I don't understand why. That made me laugh too. I don't know, because I would be like, why are you testing me so much? So you see Dexter and Ed, right? They finally come out of the building, and they see Kurt. Police got him handcuffed. He's getting arrested.
Oh, wow. So they put all this together in a matter of minutes.
No, remember, homeboy called the police. He told him everything. That he tried to poison our burger.
Oh, yeah,
and he's like, we're going to go get evidence.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're handcuffing him and shit. And as they're doing that, like they go, you think Kurt needs some assistance getting arrested? Like, yeah, so they walk over. And then Kurt's like, you guys are crazy. You know who I am. You can't arrest me. You know who I am. And then he looks over at Keenan and Kel, and Keenan and Kel are like, remember, Kurt, when you mess with Good Burger, you go in the grinder. He's like, and they go, Kurt's going to jail. Kurt's going to jail. Kurt's going to jail. Kurt's going to jail. And they start doing the Kurt's going to jail dance. And then he looks over, Keenan, and he sees Sinbad's got the burger on his car, and he's trying to get it off. And he's like, I'll be right back. And he walks over to him. He goes, oh, man, look at this mess. And he's like, oh, please, come on, help me get this burger off. Come on. And he's like, well, I got something for you, mister. And he holds it. He's like, this is half the money I owe you, and I'm going to get the other half to you at the end of the summer. Good luck with this beautiful car. And he walks off. He's like, please, just help me get the burger off. Cut to you see he's walking off with Kel. Right? Him and Kel, they're walking back towards Good Burger across the street. He's like, Kel, man, or Ed, dude, what made you pour that stuff into the burger without just grabbing one of the cans? And out of nowhere, Kel gets like super smart. You ever seen Old School?
Yeah.
You remember when they're doing the quiz and Frank the Tank blacks out and says like the smartest shit in the world, and he comes back and he's like, what happened? I blacked out. And the debate guy's like, that was exactly correct. I don't know. So he does some shit like that. He's like, what made you think? He's like, well, man, knowing the legal system and how they operate, I knew that if I just showed up with a can, he might be able to, get some high top lawyers to say that I got it from this place or this place, and they never really put it in the burgers. And knowing the judicial system as it is, I mean, it's probably against a black man. It's definitely not going to run up. So what I do was take matters in my own hands. I poured it into the meat grinder and let Mondo Burger become a victim of their own, of their own like such criminal ways. And he's like, damn, Ed, you thought of all that? Yeah, bro, I'm not a stupid. And he walks up, and then he goes, wait, come here, man. Right before they're about to walk in Good Burger, he goes, about this contract, and he holds it up. Let's just forget it. And he tears it all up. And Kel's like, why? Why? He's like, because. He grabs him. Because I'm black? Yo, Keenan, I love this that they kept this in. He breaks. You know, like you know because
Yeah.
you know when somebody laughs for real.
Yeah.
He goes. Like they just kept rolling. He goes.
So that wasn't written in the script. That was something
Definitely
Cal
not.
said on his
He
own.
definitely said that.
Way to go, Cal.
Way to go, Cal. And he's like, no, but Jesus, no. Like you can tell like he thought about it. He's like, no, all right, no. He goes, because, man, just, we don't need that contract anymore. And he's like, well, are we still buddies? Of course. They shake hands. And they go back into the Good Burger, and everyone's like, yeah, the hero's a Good Burger. Ed. And they pick up Ed on their shoulders, and they're like, Ed. He's like, what? Ed, what? Ed, what? What do you guys want? Ed. And they set him down. They're like, speech. Come on, Ed, speech. Well, I guess there's only one thing left to say.
Welcome to Good Burger.
Home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order? Good Burger.
And that's how it ends?
I'm a dude. She's a dude. Because he's a dude. And we're all dudes. Hey! What'd you think? That's Good Burger.
That was amazing.
Not bad, huh?
That was really
That's
good.
a great fucking kids movie, dude.
That's a great kids movie.
And that's the best way to say it. That's a great fucking kids movie.
Yeah. With the F word.
Sam doesn't cuss, guys. Not on this podcast.
Not today, mister.
Did you like it?
I did. I loved it.
Awesome. I'm glad you liked
I
it,
didn't
dude.
expect all that.
It's an exciting run.
It was a way more in-depth story than I had imagined.
Gets pretty intense.
So Kel's not in high school.
Also, I thought that as well. I never noticed that till today. I was like, how old is this nigga supposed
Yeah, how
to
old
be?
is he supposed to be? Because I did put that together in the beginning. I was like, how come Keenan's at school but Kel's not?
See, I mean, worst case scenario, he has to at least be 1 year older, right?
Yeah, maybe he's like 19.
But they made it. I mean, this nigga slept in his work outfit. He was on some straight up SpongeBob shit. Also, the amount he loved his job. That's some SpongeBob
He was very
shit.
SpongeBob. Well,
Actually, yeah, he's very SpongeBob.
well, it
good
is
point.
Nickelodeon. Maybe they thought of
SpongeBob is out yet?
No, SpongeBob was probably after that, right?
SpongeBob came out in what, late 90s, 2000, early 2000s, or late 90s?
I didn't get cable till 2001, so I can't answer that. But I think it was after that. I don't know why.
I don't
It's
even
not
know.
my
I don't
fault
even.
that
It is your fault.
my parents didn't want to pay for it. It had nothing to do with me.
It seems like you could have been a better kid.
It's true. I could have been better. They said that. I did say that, and I'm sorry.
It's okay. I still love you, and I still plan on marrying you. So
Well, thank you.
you're welcome. Sam?
Hmm?
That was the beans. Do you have anything to plug?
I do. Before we go, I
ahead.
would like to mention someone who pays our bills. He's a handsome man. He
We didn't pay
plays-
the bills.
We didn't pay the bills.
Holy
I
shit,
know.
Taki
I
mushrooms.
thought of it though.
Thank you. I
Handsome
forgot we didn't pay the
man.
bills today. Oh, my God.
Great football
Stop
player.
saying handsome. We heard you.
What I said? I was
You said it twice. You reiterated it. and
good
it was like, I heard
father. Darren Bates. Check him out. He's got an Instagram.
He's got an
a
Instagram.
podcast.
He's got a podcast. What's his podcast called?
It's called The Raw Room.
And where can you follow it, Sam? Where can you listen to the Raw Room if you want to listen to it?
I'm assuming on all platforms.
On all of them?
Yeah.
Spotify.
Yes.
YouTube.
iTunes. Follow him. Watch his podcast.
Leave
Derek's
a-
on there sometimes.
I'm on there sometimes. Leave a review. Tell him the
Leave
Beans
reviews.
sent you. Send him a message. Say
Yeah.
the Beans sent you. Follow him on Instagram, on Twitter,
Mhm.
at Westlandson_56. Darren Bates. He is our hero. He is our God. You worship him.
We
You
love him.
Send him nudes.
Yeah, send him nudes.
Hey,
He's a good
Beaner.
guy.
You know what else, Beaners? Send our president some nudes. God
Send
damn
him
it.
some nudes.
The Titans are 5-1, and if anyone deserves it, it's him. We love you, brother. Send our boy some titties or penis, whatever you want.
Whatever you got.
Whatever you got, send it over his way. And that's the episode this week.
This was great. This was super fun.
Welcome to the Good Burger, man.
Home of the Good Burger. Thanks, baby.
Mm.
Okay, that was weird.